1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quickly in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 money mistakes that I made in my journey to becoming rich, becoming successful, and you should avoid the same mistakes. All right, 5 major mistakes that I have made. I'm not sharing my personal story because I love to be mocked, but just because I want to make sure that other people can learn from my experience. And of course, the second story that I'll be sharing will be that of my friend. This is something that happened to him, and I knew it firsthand because yes, we're trying to work out through the same situation together. Okay, so 5 major money mistakes that you should avoid if you want to be rich, if you want to make financial progress this year. Money mistake number 1 that I made. The year was 2015. I think I just left the compulsory youth service, and I was already doing well with my business, pushing here and there. And then, the buzz of MMM came around, and a lot of people, started pushing the idea you could join this, join that. And then I also, saw the videos of people were making money. They said they were making money, they were doing this. A lot of friends here and there, join. And of course, I jumped on the wagon also. Much later, I realized that this was not a business, not any investment. It was just promising everybody 30% at the end of the month. And it was basically a system of Peter paying Paul, robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of system. And of course, it's common with every other pyramid scheme. And then we fell for it, lost a lot of money. Hopefully, some people are yet to recover. It's many years after. I think the scheme ended in maybe 2016 or thereabout. A lot of people, made money, some lost money, but only the people who started early enough, made some money off the scheme. And this is usually the same principle with all forms of pyramid schemes. Only the people at the top continue to make money. And it's like that. So mistake number 1 that I made was I was joining a speculative investment program. You could just call it a Ponzi scheme. You should avoid them, irrespective of how much they try to entice you. Some, are packaged today in ways where you find it very difficult to be able to understand what exactly they are talking about or what exactly the business is doing. They only promise you a certain fixed ROI either on a monthly basis or by per annum. But at the end of the day, they are not really doing anything. They're only robbing Peter to pay Paul. And when the system is big enough, the admins of the system, cash out, and then a lot of people remain in losses. So avoid all these online programs, Ponzi schemes. Even today they come off to you like network marketing, but they don't have a product or service that they're actually selling. I don't have an issue with network marketing, right? But when there's no product, there's no service that you can see, that you can feel that they're selling, they just tell you they have some product, maybe up in the east, up in the north. Nothing real that you can actually see that, okay, this is what this business is doing. Run away. They will run away with your money. All right. So in principle, avoid every form of get rich quick scheme. Okay. Number 2. This is an habit problem majorly that a lot of people have, but they don't really know that they have it. All right. I've been in this shoe before, and I can tell you for a truth, when you're spending all that you earn, you cannot be rich. You cannot have enough to gather around and then make good progress financially. No matter what your excuses are, they would never be tenable or valid. All right. Because you can't continue to spend every income that comes your way and expect that one day you will be rich, you'll be able to gather enough. And then there's this syndrome of, I'll start saving next month, I'll start investing next year or something. It just would never happen because you have a terrible spending habit. You have a terrible spending habit. So you need to watch that very, very closely. It doesn't, I really don't care how much you're making. And then what your excuses are to say you are not investing or setting aside any portion of that money. It is very, very, very dangerous. It's a dangerous way to live. Of course, I understand when you have limited financial resources, there might be some investment that you can't do. But yeah, somewhere around in this video, I'm going to put a link, or in the description, I'm going to put a link for people who have relatively small amount of money, and then you're looking out for investment opportunities that you can start with your small capital. I'll put the videos somewhere around here and you can watch that to get yourself started. All right, it's not just enough to earn. It is very, very important what you do with what you're earning, because you want to invest. Don't make the mistake of handing your money to people who are not truthful. Don't make the mistake of handing your money to people who are enticing you. They're flashing up cars on Instagram. They're flashing up wares and jewelries and food and stuff. They just want to take money from you. A lot of people continue to fall for these scams, this cycle of people. Anyone who is trying to entice you at all, entice you with money, with riches or anything, I tell you, I kid you not, check out very well. They are trying to take money from you. The money they take from you and other people who don't understand how the game works is what they continue to use to entice more people, to entice more people, to entice more people. And you need to be very, very careful. You could have a friend who is not experienced, but he tells you he's trading in the market, and then he doesn't have capital to trade. If you're a professional trader or you're good at trading, why don't you have money, for yourself? So why are you trying to take money off other people to go trade for them? But people don't see these signs. But I've been there, right? I've been there, made such mistake in the past. You take out your money, you go give it to these people. Sometimes they blow it up, they lose it. Sometimes they squander it. And there's nothing you can do because you didn't even have a contract in the first place. You don't have a contract, no basis of agreement. And then you are in a cycle where you have to go start afresh all over again. Like, you should avoid those kind of situations, right? Don't hand your money to people or individuals who are not professionals, who are not regulated organizations. The fact that they are registered with the CAC shit doesn't mean they might they are licensed to collect money from people and invest on their behalf. All right. And investing has become so simple in the 21st century. If you have access to a mobile phone, you have access to the internet. I kid you not. You are very, very close. Like, you can handle your investments. You can monitor your portfolio by yourself. You need to only do what? Learn and go according to your risk appetite. There are several investment opportunities today that you can just do on your phone, monitor by yourself. If you are afraid, you need to first go learn about them. And then you don't put in so much resources at the beginning, because the first thing you want to do as a person is to learn the right way to invest before you go put in your money. So I don't subscribe to the fact that you have to take your money and then go give it to somebody. It doesn't make any sense. On the converse side also, make sure you avoid debt, right? Any form of debt. You're collecting money from people. You are not in the right frame of mind to use the money. You're borrowing money with you're promising them you want to repay back at a certain time. This was one mistake that I did. All right, at some point, I was collecting money from people with the mind that I was going to help them trade, make money for them. But of course, a lot of things happened on the line. I lost some of the money, and then because I wanted to stay true to myself and to the people, I had to sell off some of my properties just to make sure I could be able to repay these people back. It set me back mentally, it set me back financially. It doesn't make any sense at all, right? Avoid these pitfalls if you want to go far in the game of money. If you want to build sustainable wealth, you must do the right thing. Okay? Number 4, This is the story of my friend. This is someone I know quite very well, and for the sake of this video, maybe we'll call him Albert. All right, so Albert was earning about $1,000 every month, and that's about 500,000 in naira, sometimes more, sometimes in the range. Yeah, so it was earning 500,000 naira on a monthly basis. But guess what? He had no savings, he had no investment anywhere, and the primary reason was because he was keeping expensive relationships, right? He had a lot of expensive relationships around him. If he's going out with his friends, he's always the one with the money, and he's always the one who's spending, paying the bills. Everybody goes to eat, he's the one paying the bills because, yeah, he's a nice guy, which is good. I'm not saying that is bad, but you can't continue to do that every time for the same set of people. All right? It doesn't make any sense. You are not their parents. He wasn't only doing that for friends. He had family members who were living with him. They were all just liabilities, right? He was single, he wasn't married at that time. He could have just gotten, a very simple apartment, but because he had a lot of family members, he had a very big apartment. He was feeding them at home. He was feeding friends outside. He had a girlfriend also whose expenses were not within his reach, at that time, right? So you're spending, you're working hard, making money, but at the end of the month, you just can't figure out what it is that you are making. You can't see whatever progress you are making financially. It doesn't make any sense. Avoid expensive relationships. It's going to ruin you financially. It could be between you and your girlfriend, or between you and your boyfriend. It could be between you and family, between you and just friends of the same sex. When you are keeping relationships around you and then you are always the one who is financially responsible to these people, you need to be very, very, very careful. Number 5. This is one thing I must tell people in the social media age. All right. It's very popular today to show off and, buy the expensive things, shop where you can't afford, just because you want to look good for the gram, you want to take amazing pictures, go on vacations you can't afford because you don't want to be seen as the person who is not making any progress. Now, the two sides to it. Some people are doing these show-offs with their profits. Some people are doing it with their capital, right? You earn a salary, you earn from your business, and then what you're making from the business, you're using it for a show-off kind of lifestyle. It's a pit. You're actually putting your money in a pit, right? It's an habit that you would eventually get to regret it, okay? It might look good for the now. It might seem very popular to do so. It might get you a lot of likes. It might get you a lot of views on your videos. But then it's going to get you broke. You're going to end up what? Broke at the end of the day. It's very, very important that you understand. You need to first start investing, and then the profits or the proceeds of your investments, when you have a big portfolio, you can decide to spend them anyhow you want, right? But ensure that you have a cash flow first. Ensure that you have money invested somewhere firstly, right? And then you are only playing around with your profit. I'm not saying you should live frugally and then become so stinking to look at or stuff. No. But I'm saying you need to understand how to do things. And even when you want to start flexing with your profits, you need to understand your purpose, right? What's your motivation for doing that? You don't just want to do it for the likes and for the clout, or, just to be popular online. I don't think it makes any sense. And I really don't know what you think about that. But yeah, it doesn't make any financial sense to spend for the purpose of showing off. Avoid every kind of spending based on show off. You want to go to parties. This is what I do personally. Before leaving my house for a party, I already know what I'm going to give the person, whoever is maybe at the ceremony. If I'm going to spray, I already know what amount I'm going to spray. Maybe it's, whatsoever amount, I already have that, somewhere else. And every other thing, I'm not even going to go to the party with them, because when you get into that atmosphere and then you're being hailed, you're under pressure, there's somebody spraying more than you, there's somebody gifting more than you just want to make emotional decisions, right? Guess what? It would keep you broke. You're going to remain in a circle you don't want to be in, all right? Avoid show of spending. Live by a very, very solid principle, right? And it's really going to help you. I'm going to do a quick recap of the things that I've mentioned right now, right? Firstly, I said avoid speculative investments or Ponzi schemes. They ain't going to take you anywhere. I said avoid expensive relationships. It won't help you, right? Avoid them. All forms of relationships that are very, very expensive, put them aside. Also, I said you should avoid show off spending. It doesn't make any sense to spend based on the principle of show off. Number 4, I said also that you should avoid giving your money to unlicensed people to invest for you. It's best you learn to do it yourself. And on the side also, I said you should avoid getting into debts, right? Very, very, very important. If you want to be rich, you want to be successful, you must make sure that you follow these major things that I have spotted out. Of course, there are a lot of things, and I would love to hear from you also. What do you think? Put them right there in the comment section. Let's create a conversation for people like you, like me, who want to take their finances in their hands and take it down through to the next level. You want to go from where you are right now to where you ought to be. You can't leave your finances to chances, right? You can't leave your finances to chances that someday, oh, things will get better, things will change. It doesn't work that way. You must begin to do something about it, okay? If it's your first time on my channel, click the like button for this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I constantly continue to bring important informations that would help you in your journey to being rich. This is Toby Kalejai. Peace.